Google just wrapped up its fall hardware event, and while there were Nest speakers and Chromecast involved, the big things that we care about are the Pixel 5 and the Pixel 4a 5G. Let's talk about Google's new phones. I'm Andrew Martinick with Digital Trends, and we just got our first look virtually at the Google Pixel 5 and the Pixel 4a 5G. The big thing to know about the Pixel 5 and Pixel 4a 5G is that the prices are enticing. Rather than going after the high end of the market like it's done with Pixels in the past, even the Pixel 5 is relatively affordable. It's $699, which is really attractive. It's the same price as the Galaxy S20 Fan Edition that just came out, same price as the OnePlus 8, and similarly priced to the LG Velvet. It's also critically cheaper than the iPhone 12 is expected to be, something more along the lines of what the lowest end iPhone 12 mini is going to cost. The Pixel 4a 5G is even cheaper, just as you'd expect, because it's a model, and of course it's a Pixel 4 generation model which is kind of interesting. It is only $499. Like the name suggests, they are both 5G devices, which is kind of important for the future, if not right now. But really what matters for both of these is that they have the same cameras. And Google is known for delivering amazing camera performance. Even though they don't have the highest end specs elsewhere, you get a 12 megapixel regular camera and a 16 megapixel ultra-wide camera, which is new for the Pixel line. It's the first time they've had an ultra-wide camera rather than going with the 2x telephoto zoom camera. The camera specifics don't really matter though. It's all about the way that Google processes images. Its HDR+ algorithms, all of its image processing for portrait modes and the way that it handles different scenes, the highlights, the lowlights, and combining multiple frames. It's amazing. And the fact that you're going to be able to get this level of camera performance even in the lower end Pixel 4a 5G is quite incredible. You expect to pay well over $1,000 for this kind of photo quality. Now, of course, we need to see what these phones are all about in our hands when we actually go out and take photos. But if the Pixel 4 and 4a are any indication, we're in for a treat here. And you see, I talk so much about the cameras up front because the rest of the experience, it looks kind of boring. Like I said, the specs on both of these phones are not great. Snapdragon 765G will absolutely get the job done, but it's not the flagship Qualcomm 800 series processor that you get in something like the Galaxy S20 series. But you do get 8 gigabytes of RAM in the Pixel 5 and 6 gigabytes in the 4a 5G. You also get larger displays than on the Pixel 4a. You get a 6-inch on the 5 and 6.2-inch on the 4a 5G. It's a little bit of a weird dichotomy there. The 4a 5G is actually larger, but it has a smaller battery. It's just shy of 3,900 milliamp hours, which is a little on the small side, while the Pixel 5 has a just over 4,000 milliamp hour battery. Now you know that Google's Pixels have always struggled with battery life, but the Pixel 3a and Pixel 4a have actually had good battery life because they cut back on the extra features and just give you a streamlined software experience with better battery life. You get that with the Pixel 5 and Pixel 4a 5G as well. You don't get the advanced face unlock features like you got on the Pixel 5, or the extra motion sense, or the squeeze functionality, anything like that that sucks up additional battery. And Google is also introducing a new ultra power saving mode where you can choose what features you do and don't want, so you can hopefully extend to the rest of the day or an additional day if you need to. Elsewhere, the Pixel 5 has wireless charging, waterproofing with IP68 resistance rating, and also reverse wireless charging, which is something that we've seen on other phones, namely in Samsung's Galaxies, but is a new thing for Google. Those are the types of things that you miss out on the 4a 5G, but that's probably worth it for a lot of you to save $200. We have a whole lot to get into with these two phones. Unfortunately, they're not in our hands just yet. They're not shipping till late October in the case of the Pixel 5, and we actually don't have a solid street date for the 4a 5G just yet. So we have a few more weeks to wait. We have the Pixel 5 and Pixel 4a 5G coming very soon though in the grand scheme, and of course the iPhone 12 series will be launching in between now and when the Pixels come out. So there's going to be a big Google versus Apple smartphone competition coming up for sure. Be sure to let us know in the comments down below what you're thinking of the new Pixels. Which of these is the one for you, or are you just here to tap your toe and wait for Apple to come out with the iPhone 12? We want to know what you're thinking.